What's up, everybody? It's Darkstrider, the YouTube Assassin, and today I'm going to give you a couple of quick tips on how to upgrade the Andrestia really quickly. All right? You'd actually be surprised how quick you can do this. A lot of your time is going to be spent on this boat, not ridiculous amounts of time, but enough time where you're going to have to travel to and from certain places, islands, things of that nature. And then you're also going to be here battling other ships and whatnot. And I got just a bunch of details to give you so that you can survive on the seas and make the most out of your trips. So here we go. So first of all, and I can't stress this enough, always check these bounty boards wherever you are and in every single land that you visit, all right? Every time you find one of these boards, you'll be able to look up different quests or side missions that you could take on. Now, when you do this, depending on what the mission is, it actually gives you a lot of XP or a lot of gold, sometimes a lot of other resources. Like this one right here, as you can see, deals with the ocean. All right. If I destroy three 8th Athenian pentacounters, then what I get is a lot of gold, which is why the gold is shown with the yellow background, and a lot of XP. You'd be amazed how much XP and stuff you would get, and all you have to do is actually just check these boards. And as you're on the seas, if you're going to attack those boats anyway, you get all kinds of perks. All right, so always check these boards before you leave, because once you get a hold of them, they will give you all kinds of goodies. So make sure that you do that. On top of that, like I've said in the previous video, some of them are timed, like these two that I just accepted, even though they're not on the ocean, but they're two timed quests. I haven't seen a timed quest on the ocean yet, but it's entirely possible that you will find it. So just make sure that you always check these boards before you leave and set sail. My number 2 tip is that you really need to know what ships you're attacking or seeing on the seas. All right? As you go along, you're going to see different ships with different sails. All right? Any ships that have white sails are just civilian ships. Any ships that have red sails are Spartan ships, but they are actually like civilian ships if they have like red sails and a crab image on it. If they have blue sails, it would be Athenian ships, but unless they have a certain trim, they're just going to be civilian Athenian ships. Now, other ships you'll find are going to be these that I'm coming up on, which have black sails and a kind of dragon-looking thing on top of it. Those are actually pirate ships. So when you see those, you really do want to be careful. They will attack you on sight, and you could just attack them on sight if you want. As you see, this one is coming right around to get me.
We live another day, Commander.
There are a lot of ways that you can deal with these ships. One of the ways you could deal with it is just to absolutely ram it. Okay? When you ram it, you'll tear through it and you'll get all kinds of goodies that, sink into the sea. One of my favorite things to do, however, is to actually board the ship just like you did back in Assassin's Creed Black Flag. All right? All you have to do once you board the ship, attack everybody. Take them all out. Now, the reason you want to do this, number one, is for extra XP, okay, which is always a good thing. And then the other thing is that when you defeat these characters, their ship is vulnerable, you're free to loot the ship. If you loot the ship, there's going to be a lot of goodies that you could find. The bigger the ship, the more goodies you find. Now, you're going to find these goodies even if you just, like sank the ship by ramming it. But the thing is that when you actually check these chests after the battle is over, you'll find extra things. Like here we see I've got some greaves here. All right. Some boats, depending on the size, will have between 1 and 3 chests. Obviously, the bigger the boat, the more chests it'll have. Now, I just destroyed this ship. I looted it. I got, whatever I could, which is going to be helpful. And then what I'm going to do is go back to my ship, and you can still loot the items that fall off the ship as if you rammed it. So really, that's what you want to do. You want to actually go in there and board the ship. And then after you board the ship, collect all the spoils. My number 3 tip is actually also pretty important, even though it deals with being on land. We all know that when you're on land, you could go and you could search around and you could find, olive wood and like some various metals that you'll need in order to just give yourself better engravings or even upgrade your ship. But there are other things as well, particularly this right here. You need these ancient tablets like you see here at this temple. So keep on the lookout for ruins. You're gonna need as many tablets as you can find, because as you're building up your ship, you're actually gonna need them. Like you see here, I have all the material for my hull except for the ancient tablets. I'm one short. Right here, this is what it is. The tablets are actually going to help you upgrade your ship. So make sure that wherever you are, you seek out everything in that area, so that that way you get a hold of whatever you can. You could get a hold of all kinds of tablets, just to help you upgrade your ship. Just keep that in mind. It doesn't matter how many ships you sink, and in sinking ships and actually boarding them and stuff like that, looting whatever you find in the, like, floating around in the sea, that's all well and good. That's all going to help you out. But without the tablets, you're going to find that you're going to miss out on upgrading a lot of things. You'll see that, certain things can be upgraded right away. As you can see, everything that has the little chasing circle going around the box there is all upgradable. But they all require tablets, and they're all going to help me to upgrade my ship. So once again, keep an eye out every land you go to. Make sure that you're checking for those ruins, so that that way you can find these ancient tablets. It'll help you upgrade your ship really quick. My number 4 tip is actually pretty simple. Just along with what I'm saying, as far as when you're lower level, make sure that you just break down the weapons that you receive. And I'm talking weapons and all kinds of, like gear. Whatever you're not using, every time you dismantle it, you get materials for the ship. Okay? So if you don't have a lot of experience going out onto the sea, or maybe, like as you go out there, you see that you're losing a lot. You're attacking all kinds of ships, and you're not doing as well as you think you would. All you have to do is go through all your stuff that you don't need, break it down, and you'll get whatever materials you need really quick. All kinds of metal, leather, the rare stones, everything, all depending upon what you break down. Obviously, the rarer the gear, the more material and the rarer material that you're going to find. All right? So make sure you do that, because that way you're just able to go right to whatever you need to and upgrade it as quickly as possible. As you can see here, all of a sudden, like I'm missing some stuff, metals, I could get it. I just have to break down my stuff. Also, you go out there, you sink ships, you pick up that material, you see things floating around, you pick that up, and just like I said in my last tip, you got to make sure you get these ancient tablets, all right? As you progress, you'll go through different towns, you'll be able to upgrade all your things, and as you upgrade everything, you'll be able to add lieutenants, which will give different bonuses to your ships, kind of like engravings, all right? Make sure that you obviously get lieutenants and whatnot, but search all around, get as many items as you can into your inventory if you want, and just break down that stuff that you're not using. All right. Eventually, when you complete whatever tasks, and you got like whatever material that you want, you got like absolutely strong gear and everything, or you upgraded your ship to the max level, then you could start selling all this stuff off. But like I said, you don't have to worry about having money, because if you're doing any of those boards and you're on the open sea, you're actually collecting a lot of cash. So keep it up. My number 6 tip is actually going to involve a lot of these sunken areas. If you come down here and you loot the treasures, you'll actually find a couple of things that you can use to upgrade your ship. And I don't mean upgrade it like power wise, I mean upgrade it like cosmetics. All right. I actually found this eagle figurehead in this area over here, this Poseidon's Fury or whatever. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Poseidon's Fury. You loot the treasure down there, you find items, and you gain XP. So be on the lookout for things like that. Some of them you can't visit because they're a little bit too hard, in areas that are, like high level and whatnot. But as you're going along, it doesn't hurt to like dive down and take a look at what's down there. You'll find a lot of different treasures, and some of them you could actually use for your ship. Not a bad deal. My number 7 tip is all about your lieutenants. Your lieutenants are actually very important, and you can gain more as you go along. All you have to do, in some cases, you actually speak to somebody and you can get them to join your crew. Like this one, Gilan, she was actually somebody who I did a quest for, and afterwards I asked her to join my crew, and she just did. This woman over here, I did a quest for her, and afterwards asked her to join. This woman here, Odessa, I actually romanced her and asked her to join my crew, and she joined. In some cases, you could actually just attack a person and they'll join your crew. And then you could place them in a lieutenant position. Lieutenants have different skills. As you can see here, plus 8 fire damage is what Penthesia, or I'm sorry if I butchered that. That's what she has. Okay? Odessa has plus 4 fire building or fire buildup with arrows and plus 8 weak point creation with javelins. Okay? So all of these people are basically just like engravings on your weapons. Okay? Except these people actually add to your ship. So make sure that you scour the world and see who you could have join. Obviously, they go just by rank. You'll see, like normal, even better, epic, and then if they have a gold thing behind them, they're legendary. So scour the globe. Sometimes when you're just looking with Icaros and you look around certain areas, you'll see certain people light up. And those people you could actually go up to. Instead of assassinating from behind, you just hit them from behind and knock them out. And then when they come to, you ask them to join your crew, and they do. So just check out different people. If you don't like a certain person, you could just go directly to your lieutenant screen, check them out. Let's say I don't like her, which, plus 6% ramming damage is actually good. But if I didn't like her, I just hit dismiss, and she's dismissed. She disappears. And then you could get, like however many other people you want, and just switch them in and out, depending on your play style and depending on your area. So keep that in mind. Keep a lookout for lieutenants, and make sure that you always have a lieutenant present on your ship, or 2 or 3 or even 4. Max it out. At number 8, if you're a bad boy or girl, you will encounter mercenaries that will attack you at sea. They have their own boats, and they will come for you. Now, the cool thing about this is that you can actually assault them and board their ship or just sink it. Either way, you still get the benefits that you would get if you assaulted a mercenary and killed it.
Back on safe
It's just
water.
that I like to board the ship just to get the extra perks. So it's entirely up to you what you want to do. But feel free to just be the scourge of the seas
Enemy ships
and go ahead and either, board their ships or ram them. You're still going to get all kinds of perks. Number 9, during battles, when you get onto ships, when you board them, if you decide to actually Spartan kick a character, you can actually kick them right off the boat. And if you kick them off the boat, it counts as a win. If you kick off a mercenary, or if you kick off the captain, you will still receive all the benefits as if you killed them while they were on the boat. So it's not a bad strategy to kick them off the ship. You'll still be able to collect all the stuff like if you actually had them on the thing. So feel free to use whatever means necessary in order to get that win and collect everything you can from the ship. Number 10, always keep an eye out for loot that you find just floating in the water. Barnabas will actually say there's salvage nearby should we pick it up, and that's an indication that there's something nearby that you got to pay attention to. Oftentimes, this is actually going to be really important stuff that you'll need in order to either add to your engraving on your personal items or even to upgrade your ship. So just make sure that you pay attention to that. Also, if you're not in guided mode and you see a bunch of stuff just floating in the water, you'll know that there may be a shipwreck there. So feel free to dive under there. Always pay attention whenever you see anything floating in the water. There's always going to be something there. And it'll be interesting, it'll be important, it might help you out greatly. So always be on the lookout. So there you have it. There's 10 things that I wanted you to know in order to upgrade your ship and be the best captain you can be. All right? I hope you use all these little clues that I gave you, all these tips, and I hope that you're able to upgrade your ship real fast and just be the scourge of the seas.
Doesn't look like this life is offering you much.
Make sure that you complete a lot of quests and find as many lieutenants as you
We
can.
need someone like you.
Some of them will be really, really important.
Seemed like a different life was in store for me. I'm in.
And make sure just to follow whatever I gave you. Hopefully, like I said, you'll be able to increase the powers of your ship and just really, really benefit from it all. Anyway, other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. It helps the channel out an awful lot. And as always, thank you for watching.